When it comes to celebrities that have curated this perfect image of themselves and presented a squeaky clean brand to the world, Beyonce would be at the very top of that list. Yeah, you know it. Queen Bey has managed to avoid any controversies or drama when it comes to her public image. I mean, Jay-Z did some nasty stuff some years back, but she's someone whose behind the scenes remains something of a mystery to fans. Now, this doesn't mean wild allegations don't follow her around. They in fact do. And the most recent one is her severe drug addiction that a lot of powerful voices in the entertainment industry are accusing Beyonce of. So are these wild rumors really true? And how does Beyonce feel about it? Okay, so there's been a couple of allegations and rumors floating around Queen Bey and how she has a serious drug addiction problem. I mean, it seems every couple of business days, some celebrity or former member of her staff will come out and drop some wild tea about Beyonce and her husband and what really goes on behind the scenes. From being accused of being a member of the Illuminati, to lying about her real age, to being a clone, she has seen it all. And because Beyonce keeps everything under wraps, some of these rumors either die naturally or just escalate. But recently, some fans and some people with a platform are saying that Beyonce stays drugged up. One person fueling these rumors is none other than Jaguar Wright. Jaguar has always some tea to spill, and well, this time, she picked Jay and Bey. In her recent interview, she went all out and said that Jay-Z was keeping Bey doped up so he could control her.
I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more drugs he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in the cat.
No, girl. Not my beautiful Beyonce.
I tell you this right now. Y'all talking about free Britney. Y'all need to be doing a campaign that say free Beyonce.
Now, another person who claims that he used to be Beyonce's bodyguard has come up with similar allegations. So this new person goes by the name of Uncle Ron, who's been spilling on TikTok for some weeks now. He said he used to be a celebrity bodyguard, and there have been some pictures surfacing on the internet where someone who looks like him was caught on camera escorting Beyonce. So people are saying that there might be some truth to the allegations he is making. He also spoke up against P. Diddy and accused him of ending Biggie Smalls' life and said Jay-Z had a hand in it too. Now, he is saying all sorts about Beyonce.
See, hardly nobody knows, but I'll say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. She's been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way. Y'all wish it what you wish it to stay on top.
And he even claims to have receipts to back it up and that he can't be shut down. Anyway, that video was taken down some days after it went up, which had people wondering if he was really telling the truth about Beyonce and Jay-Z, and they had the video removed. Asides that, some fans noticed that Beyonce made a lot of references to drugs in her Renaissance album, as opposed to her other albums. Like this fan said, "I feel like in this album, I noticed mentions of drugs/prescription drugs a lot more than other albums. Obviously, no shade or judgment. I was just curious if you think she's done them." And a user replied, "I imagine she smoked weed at some point, but she strikes me as someone who likes being in control of herself, so she wouldn't indulge in crazier things." And like, this makes sense to me because Beyonce has such a curated image of how she presents herself to the world. And while I've got love for her, she just strikes me as the sort of person who would love to micromanage each part of her day-to-day life. Like, y'all remember that time when she said she barely got enough hours of sleep in a week and was mostly practicing her dance moves and whatnot? Moreover, in the same Renaissance album, on the track I'm That Girl, she sang, and I quote, "You know love is my weakness. Don't need drugs for some freak. I'm just high all the time." But Jaguar also countered that and said, "Love ain't Beyonce's weakness, but Jay-Z is, and not in a good way."
She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
Oh, God, no.
So Jaguar was of the opinion that Beyonce was the way she was because she was wrapped around Jay-Z's little finger. And y'all know there's been rumors about Jay-Z grooming Beyonce. Some have even compared their relationship to R. Kelly and Aaliyah's. And if you want to know what that was about, check out my video on Aaliyah. Back to Beyonce. Her fans have been worried about the sort of marriage she has with Jay. And I think these concerns stem from that time Beyonce forgave Jay-Z for cheating on her. You know, when Solange was fighting Jay-Z and Beyonce put out a whole album about Becky with the good hair, and fans expected that their marriage was done and over with, but then Beyonce stayed married to Jay. Now, Jaguar is saying this was because she had no choice since she was groomed to be dependent on Jay-Z. And there's also that line on Jay's 444 where he said, "I said don't embarrass me," instead of "be mine." And some fans are saying that that is just a super weird thing to say to someone who you wanted to go steady with, but that the only reason he felt confident saying that was because of the power dynamics between both of them. Like this user said, "And y'all keep calling us anti-black when we say we can't stand Jay-Z's weird ass. Like, no, I can't stand him because he basically tried to groom Beyonce. She literally talked about how he taught her to be a lady." And yeah, I was gonna talk about this video, but I'm gonna let you watch the clip and decide.
Compared to what you've done. And not only me, but everybody here. You taught me so many things. I was 20 years old when we first started dating. You taught me how to be a woman. You taught me how to live. You taught me how to be a friend. You've given me so much in life.
Like, what Beyonce said is cute, but since she's a Me Too advocate, I guess people are just calling it as they see it. There's also the fact that Beyonce didn't promote her Renaissance album, and her radio silence got some fans angry. But she has been like that since she got married, like cutting down on her interviews, and fans are saying it's because Jay is the one pulling the strings. There was also this wild rumor that Jay-Z and Foxy Brown dated, and did it back then in the days of Al B. Now, it wasn't their dating that was the big deal, but the age difference. Foxy was about 15 years old at the time, and although she has strongly denied the rumors and even threatened a lawsuit against certain gossip blogs, she said that she and Jay were very good friends, which then had people concerned that what was a man very well into his 20s making friends with a 15-year-old for? But Jay-Z having Beyonce doped up is unbelievable to me, and I'll tell you why. Beyonce isn't cut off from her family and her close friends, so I don't think it's something that they'd allow to go unchecked. I mean, they'd have been a show about it by now if there was any truth to those stories. And ahead of the rumored Renaissance tour, some sources close to the singer have said that she was banning drugs and alcohol use among members of staff. And I see this either of two ways. It's either that she is coming from rehab and wants to prevent any possible temptations, or that she is just living by the principles she preaches. Because these sources also confirmed that she was going to be very particular about Me Too on the tour, and would hire a therapist so that every member of staff would have their mental well-being taken care of. Anyway, fans have different opinions when it comes to the allegations. Like this fan said, "It would not be surprising to me if she did a couple of lines every now and then. She is heavily protected and has the most squeaky clean image. I definitely think she does a lot more than what they talk about." And this other fan said, "Some of us think because Beyonce has money and fame that drug use is far from her. Addiction does not avoid people because they're famous or rich. When you consider the stress and pressure Beyonce is under, escaping by way of drug use definitely seems possible." But let me know what y'all think about this. Do you think there's any truth to these rumors of Beyonce abusing drugs? And do you think her response vindicates her? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see y'all in my next video.